So how
Oh
do
yeah,
you
you
want to
don't.
do this? I don't even understand what you want to do.
All right. Well, just like basically go down the rabbit hole of social media, I was thinking. So today, what episode is it? Six? Episode six, we're just gonna do what we would do on any regular day when we're just sitting there and we're so tired. You're gonna open up your favorite social media app
Okay, I'm doing it because I
of the
doesn't
choice.
really
Yep,
I don't really need. Oh, look, you're there in the corner. I haven't done this on my phone before. All
it's all
right,
right.
so my choice is going to be Instagram.
Okay, and just whatever you would normally do. And you know how you come across something and you either really want to share it or you're like, "What? I can't believe they said that." Or sometimes I find myself going, "I have no idea what they're talking about." And then that sends me into trying to find out, about whatever they're talking about. I know one time I opened a social media post and it was about people didn't want to go to Disneyland anyway or Disney World, whatever one's in Florida. And I was like, why? I didn't, and then something about guns, and I had no idea. So that made me go and find out something about that they don't have the concealed weapons.
Ooh,
No, you don't have to have the permit.
I think I actually found a good one.
Yeah, and it's not even like I'm literally just gonna open Twitter when it's my turn and just do what I would do. But you found a good one, okay?
I found
And
a good one. You ready?
yeah,
So this post is about Rihanna
hmm
and her boyfriend showing up at the Met Gala. And I'm not big on like galas or any of the award shows or anything like that. And it's a video, and she's wearing this really big, awkward dress. And of course, she's pregnant because she was pregnant for the Super Bowl when she did, and that
right.
was in February. So I don't
hmm
know how far along she is, but she's wearing this big poofy dress. You should Google Rihanna Met Gala dress.
I will
So
do it.
I'm going into the comments, and one person says, "I'll never understand fashion. She looks like a new extra large tampon.
Ouch.
She looks like a white minion." But like a cauliflower, somebody said that she was like a cauliflower. And then somebody
I
else says, "You know that she's all pregnant, right? Who wants to wear something really heavy when they're carrying a baby? Nobody. She looks great."
hmm I mean, she looks great. I agree with the person about I'll never understand fashion, but I do find with fashion, the things I think look ridiculous apparently are in.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So, you have all these people saying that she looks like my kid leaves wads how my kid leaves wads of toilet paper. Like people are like just throwing, and they're not even like, criticizing her outfit. They're actually throwing insults at how, do you know what I mean?
How she looks. Oh yeah, I don't find it's Rihanna or Rihanna or whatever her name. I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't appreciate that they insult the person. Now, of course,
No.
she is wearing the dress, so I assume she or the whatever. I assume it's a dress, but I assume she likes it, so it may be insulting. But I also do believe people who are richer or celebrities, they do try to be a bit more out there on purpose. It's in their, I don't know, it's
Yeah,
just
but
in
the thing
their
is, if they met Rihanna, okay, would
hmm
they say that she
hmm
looked like an extra large tampon to her face? But it's just funny how people like literally start out by saying, "I don't understand fashion," and then go and criticize her as a person because she's
Oh,
wearing something fashionable. Like, obviously, somewhere who is in fashion knows enough about fashion. They designed a dress for Rihanna to wear to the Met Gala. Do you know what I mean? So they must know something about fashion, and people are here.
someone may understand fashion, and this is an art form, and they have made a piece of art. So I suppose it's quite rude. We're insulting this person's piece of art. But
Well,
what?
yeah. And
What?
it's And here's the kicker, right? When they say that she looks like this and she looks like that, and I don't understand fashion, it's almost they make it a fact when really it's fiction. Like, it's not fiction. Oh, I can't. It's opinion, right? Like they think that the
Oh,
dress looks like that, but they with the way that they say it, they just make it seem like that's what. Do you know what I mean?
well,
And
they're
with
like, Yeah, as if their opinion is correct.
But they've
But
already said, I don't understand fashion. So, okay, you don't understand fashion. So why are you putting your, why are you commenting on this picture? Just to say that
well,
she looks
okay,
like a tampon.
I see what you're saying, but you don't have to understand fashion.
One person said here, I think she was a sperm once she pulled her arms in. Now I have to go back and look at the video to see if she actually did like a sperm. Because didn't they make that speculation too over her Super Bowl performance because she was like in red and there was all the white people and she was pregnant. I think
Oh,
that,
interesting.
that was a whole theory. Don't quote me on that. Once again, I probably read it somewhere on social media, and we all know how factual the intranet is.
Now, I am impressed that anyone takes an idea out of their head,
Yeah.
creates it into something. This is creation. This is art, and
And
is bold enough to put it out there.
to
Right.
Rihanna.
And then Rihanna wears, and I do have to say about Rihanna as she is just wearing that proudly. Like she is, and if she's making it look good. But I don't.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of, and I feel there's a thing in a certain class, or maybe celebrities or something, where if you remember the Hunger Games movie,
Someone actually did mention the Hunger Games.
they were very exaggerative in that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, oh my God, I'm having a brain fart.
Because it was all
President
about the
Snow's,
show, right? It's all about the show.
yeah, but what are they called? Oh my God, like there's District 12, there's District, what? Oh, the Capitol. Oh my, I was having a brain fart.
I know,
So
and
the
that's your
people in the
favorite movie, isn't
Capitol,
it?
pardon me?
It's your favorite movie, isn't it?
Yes, and favorite book. It makes a lot of statements, and this is one. So the capital, people living in the capital, basically they don't want for anything. They're the most powerful of the powerful. They're the richest of the riches. They're actually it's so easy for them to survive. Sometimes they have nothing better to do than, maybe criticize people's creations and the stuff they wear looks a lot like that. And everyone that has watched the movie notices the people in the Capitol and they're like very out there fashion style makeup
Mm-hmm.
etc, and
Mm-hmm.
that is what
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of celebrities seem to do that.
Ouch.
That's she's doing that, and then they know people are going to there's
I guess
always that's the big thing on the red carpet that I hate the most, that's part of the thing is people to stand there and get a picture and then everyone talks about their
and then
attire.
criticizes it. Like, I just don't understand. It's like, okay, well, let's see you go out on the red carpet and wear a dress like that and have the tough enough skin to be criticized by all these keyboard warriors on social media about what she looks like and that. But I mean, back to my original point that the first comment I read was, I don't understand fashion, but she looks like blah, blah, blah.
But can you not understand fashion and still think she looks kind of like a chicken? I
Oh,
think they might be saying that they don't understand fashion because who would wear that?
maybe. Maybe I'm
But I'm not
interpreting it
sure.
wrong. Yeah.
And I'm not disagreeing with you. This is why we're doing this. This is what happens. Like one post, a person wearing a dress, Rihanna, and boom, so many conversations. First of all, about the dress itself, about fashion in general, about celebrities, about Hunger Games, about keyboard warriors, like so much stuff with social media, which is why what was the designer thinking? That's what I love. Because sometimes, you might see a painting and you're not sure what you're, but once the artist describes
That's true.
exactly what they were thinking, you're like, oh, and then you see it.
Hmm.
So I may not see chicken soup, chicken suit, or soggy tampon or cauliflower if I knew the story behind the dress as well. But now, so I just go on Twitter and scroll, and I don't. Let's just see.
You
I mean, a lot
squirrel, is
of
that what you said?
hockey stuff comes up in mine, of course. And let's just see if there's something too much hockey right now in Twitter, and that might not be something that's very exciting. Now, how come when I'm perusing social media by myself, there's all kinds of things that come up that I want to have conversations about now that I'm under pressure.
Well, that's why I was like, you don't want to prepare for this? Did I do a good one?
Yeah. You did a good one. Boring
Oh,
things.
little
Remember,
NASA.
like when we were talking, we had all the stuff about Prince Harry and that he farted on William.
Oh
And
yeah.
now, like, what there's is there
Did you
nothing
say he
controversial going?
farted on William?
Yeah, that was one of the things. Um,
Oh my God.
okay, that's the end of episode. Bye. Why
It's
can't
gonna
I find
take
anything?
time.
Okay, this one just says, "Who is everyone?" Oh, well, this should be interesting, and it's timely. Toronto Maple Leafs start their second round series versus the Florida Panthers, who beat the Boston Bruins, who were supposed to be the favorite to win the Stanley Cup, just so you know.
Okay.
And my favorite thing ever is when I told you Toronto won the other day and you thought that was the finals and it was and then you're like, that's only the first round. You seemed very disappointed that there was more to go.
I don't know. I don't follow hockey, so
Mm.
but still, keep going.
All right. Who's everyone rooting for to win the Stanley Cup now that the Rangers have been eliminated? She's a Rangers fan. Now she's going to be a Maple Leafs fan. Yay! At Rangers Girl 527. Picked a good team. Um, and then someone said Maple Leafs will break their 56-year curse. And she says that would be amazing. I love a good underdog takes all story. We were fourth overall in the NHL. Not quite an underdog, but I think the underdog here would be Florida. That's who we're
Hmm.
playing. That's true. I was waiting for more rude comments. We might well just edit this out. Not even funny.
I know I was like looking through more, but I can't.
Welcome. So she's going to be a Leafs fan. Now, this is rude. Welcome to the most arrogant and cocky fan base. Well,
Oh
according to
God.
some Boston fan and an AHLer. Still, go Leafs, go. Okay.
Oh, I kind of found one that you might like.
Okay, thank God, because I'm just going to
So
edit
there's
that out.
a video. You know how you get those like suggested for yous?
Mm-hmm.
And I have no idea why this came up, but it's a video of a couple getting married, and all of a sudden she starts freaking out. Okay. And it turns out she has a hornet in her dress. Like the back of her dress is all laced up, and a hornet got down in there, and they obviously didn't want to like undo all the little buttons. So the groom went over, reached his hand down her dress, and managed to scoop the hornet out without her or him getting stung. Right? Very sweet. I mean,
What?
obviously very memorable. And once again, sometimes these videos, I don't know if they're ever staged. Do you ever wonder that? Like, isn't it like how is the videographer like right there at the exact moment to get the right angle of his hand, like down the back of her dress to scoop the hornet up? Like, do you know what I mean? That's a
Well,
little.
that's true.
So anyway,
I do wonder if they're
um,
staged, and I think they are for views.
yeah, I think they're just staged for sure. So the dude is wearing a purple shirt and jeans. Okay. And he's wearing like he's wearing a belt with like a big buckle, like I'm trying to see it
Like a cowboy.
kind of, yeah. So they're trying to we'll have to like post maybe I should save this video so that we can share it.
Mm-hmm.
I will send it to here. Done. So yeah, they're trying to figure it out. And the videographer is like right there, getting perfect shots of her face when they get it out, laughing. Oh, he's wearing there it is. It's a belt buckle with a bull on it or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, you're watching it right now.
I felt,
So
yeah.
people are saying, telling you to breathe and keep calm. And you got the B. This is what you want in a spouse. So people are saying genuinely, sweet things. And then all of a sudden, people start cutting him up because he's wearing jeans. And then they say, one person comments, "We're not going to talk about homie getting married in jeans?" Question mark. So I want to open this up. Dude
I like
calmly
it.
grabbed Dude calmly grabbed a hornet with his bare hands. He can wear whatever he wants.
Yeah. And now, you know what? Looking at that, that doesn't look as staged because, of course, it's a wedding. So there's got to be a videographer there.
Yeah.
And they just went right up,
They
you know,
must have, yeah, maybe they had multiple ones and they were just had different angles.
maybe.
But why can't you get married in jeans?
Well, yeah, exactly. Now, see, and this is, you know me, wear whatever the bleep you want, wherever
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
everyone screw off. That's why, so that's one reason I don't understand fashion. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's material. Someone said, this is what's acceptable, this isn't. I don't believe, I hate that. You know, I hate it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know I would have even noticed he was wearing jeans.
No, I didn't either. I That was kind of sweet that he did it so calmly.
Yeah, and he has a purple shirt, but not a thing. But see, I guess I might not have noticed because I don't care.
One person says, and this is why weddings should be celebrated in churches and not in photo op venues.
Okay, yeah. His person he's marrying also, like, they're obviously just seem to let each other be themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, the rule is I've not ever seen anyone get married in jeans.
Mm-hmm.
But the only because so much pressure. Otherwise, people are like, why are you getting married in jeans?
Mm-hmm.
So good for this couple. They're just being themselves. She wanted to wear that dress, obviously, I would say. He wanted to
And I
wear
mean,
that. Cool.
dude saved her from a hornet. She didn't get stung.
Dude
That's
saved her
amazing.
from a horn. Even if he did it, like, why do people care if he's getting married in jeans? Um,
Most of them, no, and the memory that's gonna make too. Like, holy smokes.
she is brave.
Um.
I would be freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
Oh
he just
my.
reached right down and got it.
No.
Wow.
A
Um,
lot of people are very commenting very nicely. Like, good thing she locked that down, meaning him, because he's such a good guy. I can't
oh,
believe I watched a guy get married in jeans. Like, why is that so? Oh, one person commented it's actually quite common, LOL.
really?
In what world? Oh, one
Well, see,
person just saying it's the southern states and country weddings. They're just jeans, people. I mean, it wouldn't be my thing, but obviously it's their thing.
interesting. And I did not know that it was common in. So here, if other people who live in, if it is true in the southern states, they'll be like, "What are you talking about? People get married in jeans all the time." That's
Oh, what?
I didn't know this.
No. So here we go. One person said, so they tagged the person that made the official comment, said places where people like jeans. I made it like 30 years before I got to a wedding where someone's uncle wasn't grilling food or manning a keg. So maybe just realize they aren't that big a deal in some places. I like her comment. Like, just because it's not normal for you doesn't mean that it's not normal.
Absolutely. And even if it isn't normal, like, I don't wear your jeans. Oh my, that's so
One
much
person
social.
one person comments men get married in skirts and no one comments. First of all, they're kilts, not skirts.
Well, that's okay. So two things. Number one, something that came from that comment about why weddings should be in churches or whatever it was. I'll
Oh
get
yeah,
have
yeah,
to,
yeah. And
and then
not in photo op venues.
I do find it interesting. Like, a kilt and a skirt they're the same thing. They're open material that hangs down where the air can go up right in between your legs. And I do find it interesting that skirts that aren't kilts only should be worn by
Oh
women,
yeah. Yep.
but kilts acceptable for men, but not a different kind of skirt. What? Like, explain, so explain to me in what universe that makes sense. But why? So to me, they're all just pieces of material.
So they provided excellent protection from the weather and elements. They served to cover and guard weapons such as muskets worn about the person. They can be removed and used as a camping blanket. And they served as a
Sorry for
measure of
sir.
wealth and status.
I'm sorry. That's just so just. what do they put on their bottoms when they're using it as a
No,
camp blanket?
no. So they mean like the whole, once again, I'm so with the kilt, there's usually the sash or whatever.
Oh, okay.
That's hold on. Now I got it. My dad would be mortified right now. Um, I also can't think because I don't feel the best. That's why
I know.
my
I'm
voice
sorry.
sounds funny.
This isn't probably going to be our best episode, but we're just throwing some stuff out there. But I guess I like learning about the kilt, but I guess my whole point is just who decided who wears what anyway and when. It's material, people. Nothing is feminine and nothing is masculine. That's my opinion.
Can't find
Yeah,
it.
you should. You can even wear that dress that looks a little bit like a chicken suit.
You
Doesn't it?
could.
There's a difference between, for me, people finding it looks like something and choosing whether or not they want to wear it. But I have the choice to not wear the dress that looks like that. But imagine if that same dress, the man in that picture wanted to wear that. Well, there'd be two problems. People would be like, why is dude wearing a dress?
That's true.
That's a totally different thing and rude. Dude should be able to wear a dress if he wants, my opinion.
Hmm.
And then, of course, people would say
Even if
the
it still
same
looks
things.
like a tampon.
And see that, but that's a different thing. That is just taste or something we've not seen before. Do you know what I mean? But we're now when we talk about like kilts or skirts, we're assigning gender to me to clothes.
I see what you're saying.
And I think I that's I don't understand that at all.
I don't know.
Like that to me, that's like we're girls. We can only write with a pen. Boys write with a pencil. What? What? That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe men wouldn't feel comfortable wearing dresses or skirts.
It's material. But why wouldn't they feel comfortable wearing them?
I don't know.
Because they've been told they're for girls, right?
Oh,
And
but maybe.
this is and then also, what's the worst thing is to be a girl because girls are weak. This is not what I think, people. This is what society's saying. Girls are weaker. Girls are not as
I
good
think
as
skirts.
boys. And men don't want to be
Well,
seen as weak.
I think skirts were designed to be more feminine, though.
Then why a kilt? It's the same design.
Well, not really. I'm looking up the origin of skirt. When
I'm
did
gonna read.
skirts? Oh, here we go. When did skirts become feminine? It's in like this early 16th century, were skirts originally designed for men. They were the standard dressing for man and women in all ancient cultures in the Middle East. So the ritual attire for, so I guess some back in the day wore skirts. I guess it just changed, maybe because they weren't practical. Because if you think about it too, like men would be working out in the fields and in the conditions, they would have to be dressed warm. We're back. Okay,
So what were you saying?
so from our little break there, I did a little bit of reading, and this is just very quick Googling. But men did wear skirts and dresses, and it was actually a I can't think of words right now about status, right? Like royalty and stuff like that would wear skirts. And then some kind of revolution, I'm going by memory here. A revolution, I think it was the French Revolution happened, and they decided they didn't want to wear skirts anymore, that it was more fashionable. Once again, there's that word fashion to wear pants and a jacket and a shirt, right? And then that followed up throughout Europe. And of course, there were men that were workers, wore pants because it offered more protection than skirts could.
Mm-hmm.
Better for riding horses, working in farms and stuff like that. So that's why they did. And they just never, for Western men, some cultures, men do still wear skirts, such as the kilt. I read of like men in Hawaii, men in South Africa. I do believe there was some other places that they still do wear skirts. It's just something that hasn't been adopted back into Western society because I guess it's been deemed and tainted as feminine.
Right. And that's all I'm saying is that
Yeah.
it's society because it's material. So people
Mhm.
decide who
But
can wear what and what it means. And
yeah,
I just, it's
even
material, people.
even if you think about it, like even women, they've only been started wearing pants what in 1950s, 1940s, 1950s maybe.
Yep.
I could imagine
I
wearing
think
a skirt all the time. Oh my gosh, my legs would be so cold.
exactly. So
I like the cold.
what I heard when you were describing it was that it was a social status thing, but then men started wearing pants for certain, for practicality, and then they just never went back. So it can be social
Hmm.
and practicality, but then
Well, I think it was more of a
regardless,
fashion thing. It was more of a fashion thing that the French changed it. They just wanted to change their attire because
well,
they don't have to work so much. I do believe that men that worked in a in harsher jobs in the elements in more demanding jobs would wear pants for the protection piece.
right, regardless of what social status they wanted to be putting out there, it was
Right.
practicality. So
Right.
so, but women, regardless of what they were doing,
Mm-hmm.
were basically, well, I don't know if they were forced, but something like they had to wear skirts even at school,
Mm-hmm. My mom had to wear a uniform and had to wear skirts, and
and it
she
was a
grew up in
skirt.
Scotland.
And so why? So what is the if you're wearing a uniform to a school, for instance, you're trying because I'm on a lot of teams, so I get the whole point. You wear uniforms, but guess what?
Mm-hmm.
You wear the same thing. So if you're soccer uniform, everyone wears the same top,
Mm-hmm.
shorts, socks,
Mm-hmm.
etc.
Mm-hmm.
You're wearing a school uniform. You're part of the school. So I would
True.
presume you would wear the same thing, but yet they've divided it by if you're a female or male student at the school. Why? What purpose does the skirt serve? Even
Yeah.
go to today. If I was going to a private school today and I'm a girl, I bet you I'd have to wear a skirt. Why?
I don't know if that would still happen today. I wouldn't be wearing a skirt in January living here in Nova Scotia. Oh my gosh, I don't bring my dresses out. I mean, it's May now and I still wouldn't wear a dress or a skirt until at least maybe June. It's just too
Mhm.
cold.
Right. But imagine you have a choice and you get to decide, yes.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
But I think I've seen, and maybe they chose a skirt for this. I think I've seen friends of mine on Facebook. They have a daughter who goes to a private school. She's in a skirt. She may have chosen the skirt.
Hmm.
Maybe she didn't choose the skirt. I don't know. I didn't ask. But I also want to know if that same school would allow a boy to choose a skirt.
Mm.
Or is it just the girls who have the choice between pants and a skirt because they're trying to be um, you know, what's the word? Oh, we are lost for words today. Uh, when you're in this century, in the time, they're trying to be not trendy,
Modern.
modern or up with the times basically, but that's not the
Mm.
word I was looking for, but would they allow a boy to wear a skirt?
Mm. It's a good question.
And maybe they would. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Well,
But why is
especially in this day and age with well, like transgender and stuff like that. If the boy wanted, like, would not that he would need to be transgender or whatever to want to wear a skirt. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm,
But if someone identified as a female and wanted to wear a
mhm.
skirt, would they get the same option as a female?
I assume so.
Yeah.
But I don't even know why it's a thing. Like I
Mm.
don't because in many of the instances we're talking about, it's literally it's not defined, it's a social status. I guess you're a girl, you're a boy.
Yeah.
Why are we doing that?
When really it all started out based on fashion and it got changed because of fashion. That's just
Well,
our
they
society. our culture hasn't transitioned back to it, I guess.
But people use it against people. Like, pink shirt day, for instance. I know that's less, but a boy got bullied for wearing a t-shirt that was
That was
pink.
yeah.
Oh my God, it's a color.
Mm-hmm.
It's a color, people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It
people are mean.
Now we're gendering colors. Like I don't get it. I've
Mm-hmm.
never gotten it. But to me, see, that's because this didn't happen. If and now I can't remember which I assigned, but I believe I assigned girls pens and boys pencils.
Mm-hmm.
That is to me just as stupid as
Mm-hmm.
assigning any kind of material or fashion to girls
Mm-hmm.
and boys
Mm-hmm.
or like anything. It's stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't.
The only thing that's assigned to us is the hormones, like the physical stuff we cannot control.
Yep.
That's the only thing that is assigned to us.
Mm-hmm. But if I'm more comfortable wearing a pair of pants as opposed to a skirt, it shouldn't matter.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so weird how we hold those things against because I know um like even back in the 40s, up until babies are a certain age, all babies just wore white nightgowns, boys
Mm-hmm.
or girls, because
Mm-hmm.
it was just easier to change them.
Mm-hmm.
And they believe it or not, they got less soiled because you could put them out in the sun and the sun would get rid of the stains
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and boys and girls they just had long hair because who's cutting like up until I don't know what time, school age or whatever, but they just let their hair because who's having time for a haircut back in the 40s?
Mm-hmm.
They just practicality. But then we've just decided, boom. Yeah, so weird. Now, how do you feel about the church comment?
What did I think about the church comment?
Yeah,
Uh,
that's why weddings should only be in churches.
I don't think that's the only reason why it's a hornet. You you can get a hornet church too. I think that's
Oh, is that what the comment was for? I thought it was about him wearing jeans.
no, it was because of the hornet. I think, but I
That's
mean,
so funny.
yeah, like hornets can happen anywhere. They can happen in your car. They can happen in the grocery store. They can happen at church.
That's so
They
funny
can
because
happen
that
in your dreams.
definitely.
'Cause that actually did happen to me. Remember, I got the hornet. Or was it a wasp? Remember, it got stuck in my pants and I didn't know for like 15 minutes. Did I not tell you this story?
No, what?
I was outside and when I came back in, I was sitting on the couch and I had my leg kind of tucked up underneath me. And all of a sudden I was like, ouch. I'm like, what is that? And I thought it was one of the kids' toys that I scraped my leg on because it felt like a scratch and there was nothing there. And I was, that's weird. But as time went on, of course, it got more like burning and burning and burning. And I was like, oh, this really hurts. What is going on? I went to the washroom and it was then that I discovered it was still in my pants. And I'm not even joking. It was from the time I got stung to the time I went to the bathroom, it was 15 minutes. That fucker could have stung me so many times, and he only stung me once. And it was my first time being stung and only time being stung by anything with a stinger. And it hurt. And he was
And
still in my
so
pants. He was just chilling in my pants.
in the bathroom.
Yes. Well, I was downstairs. I was sitting on the couch. I was on social media. I think we were going to trivia and I was waiting for you.
Oh,
And I was just waiting, scrolling social media for about 15 minutes. And then I got a text from you saying you were ready. So then I went to the washroom and then I was like, oh my God, there's a hornet in my face.
so how did you get him back outside, or did you stomp on him?
I called my husband to come save me.
Does he open your pickle jars too?
Sometimes, but that's not because it's literally
What?
because he has more muscle than myself. I
I'm
mean,
teasing.
I have no muscle mass.
I'm just teasing because
Yeah.
that's a thing.
No, I know that's for another episode, but it's literally only because he has more muscle mass than me, not because
But a pickle jar. But have you tried to open a pickle jar and you just
I've
can't?
tried. Yeah, I've tried to open it. I always try
Oh,
first.
oh, you try first and then
Yeah,
oh,
I
well,
don't
that's different.
automatically default to him because some of them you can, some aren't, you know, screwed on so tight. Same with
That's different.
spaghetti sauce jars.
Oh, but you try first and then it is what it is, right? Yeah, that's how
I
it
try.
happens in our house too. People try first and then they pass it to the person who's most likely to get it off. And in our
Mhm.
house, that is moi.
Yeah. The other thing that I don't do is I don't open champagne bottles.
No,
Like
I don't like how they pop.
I won't even try because I'm always afraid that they're gonna take out a window or something and it's gonna be my fault. I'd rather be somebody else's fault.
Yeah,
Mostly my husband.
I'm scared they're gonna hit me in my eye.
Yes. And you only have one good one left.
Because something already hit me in my eye. So, okay, so the church wedding thing, that's a whole other conversation that I didn't really want to get into right now, but it's so funny that I thought it meant about him wearing jeans, which is just about why are people telling people what they can wear in certain places. And I get that there are some things. I get how society works. But um but the fact that it was just so that they wouldn't have to horn it, that's actually probably was more of a lighthearted joke, I bet. Or
Well,
maybe not, but I can take it as such.
to me, it just doesn't make sense because you can get horny churches.
Oh yes, you can get
Like
hornets
during a
anywhere, but
summertime or a springtime wedding. Like, hello, hornets don't know. I have to go back
Fiona's
on.
walking down the stairs right now.
I have to go back on puppy duty. And
This
she's
is our Fiona has not been feeling very well, and
no.
we're just trying to get an episode in here. And we thought we would try this little social media thing. Not sure how it's working, may not be very fun. But one last one. I found one. Come on. This won't be very long. It's about hockey.
Okay, let's go.
Do it,
My
do it.
dog,
So
my dog's still sleeping, so she's
Toronto
like,
is playing Florida, and for if I don't know how much you know about hockey, but it's a 7 game series and it goes this way. So Toronto has home, so it would goes 2 games in Toronto, 2 games in Florida, and then it goes in Toronto, Florida, and then back to Toronto if there's a game 7 necessary. Okay. So we just played Tampa Bay. I say we as if I'm part of the Maple Leafs, but I am a Maple Leafs fan, so that's why I say we.
you
I
feel like a
wish.
part of the team.
Yeah, I wish I was part of the team. Okay, so we just played Tampa Bay, and if you have the money, you can go. Doesn't matter, right? I watched from my couch, but can't even afford the Toronto. It would be cheaper to go to Tampa Bay, I think. But anyway, the
Probably.
Florida Panthers are restricting ticket sales to U.S. residents only.
What?
Thank you. So that's not nice, is it?
No. What if all of
Yeah.
Canada wanted to go support the Leafs?
Well, I mean, they will have some. It's a Canadian team playing a US team, so some Canadians are wanting gonna whoa, that's not the words, are going to want to go to Florida to watch, just like they did in Tampa Bay. It's also US residents. I think they tell by the address on your credit card. So I'm not sure how that works for people who, the people that are snowbirds or whatever that live there
Yeah.
but I don't know what address is on their credit card. So even if they live in Florida half the year, they might not be able to go. Like, I'm very confused.
Well, the part that I'm really confused about is how can they restrict a number of tickets to anybody anywhere? Like, that's way more concerning to
Right.
me because if you had the money and like if you have the means to get there, who is any entity to limit your um access to what you want to do if you have the means to make it happen?
Well, I guess I agree, but I guess it is a business. Um, but I thought businesses like that seems discriminatory against Canadians.
But that would be no, but that would be something like Michael Bublé. I don't know if our listeners, like for anybody who knows Michael Bublé, he's a Canadian. He's from
Mhm.
Vancouver. That would be like he puts on a concert in Vancouver and he's like, no, but only people from Vancouver get first dibs on tickets. And then the rest of my fans can see. And that's different because that's only one person. But let's say he was touring with somebody from the States and said the same thing. It doesn't make sense because you shouldn't limit. That's what's
No,
wrong
it
with it.
doesn't. And you're playing a Canadian team.
Right.
Maybe let's say they were playing another US team and they decided to limit it to US citizens first because it's two US teams and the US thing. Still, I feel you're saying you wouldn't agree with the restriction. It just should be open and whoever wants to go goes.
It's like
Yeah.
I think anytime it would be like going to a hockey game or a concert and wanting the best seat in the house. You log on, you do all the work to try and get in the lineup to get access to the best seats available. And if you
Hmm.
don't get the best seats available, well, tough shit. And you can't have that expectation. Well, I want to go see this team play, okay? But I don't want to buy tickets right now. But because I live here, I should have access to my team,
Right.
and everybody else should be limited. But I'm going to wait a month and then buy my ticket, right? What would happen? They'd be sold out,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
You log on and you wait in line and you do your thing. And not only that, before it used to be you used to have to line up outside.
Right. Oh yeah, back in the day, no computer. Oh,
Mm,
I don't like.
mhm.
So what probably will happen if this, I don't know if they've lifted this. That was just yesterday. They may have ixnayed with this, but still they did it. That was the announcement. Um, what would happen is the US citizens, I assume, and this happened here with the World Juniors, so it's not a, this happens a lot when ticket sales go on now. They kind of have bots and stuff. People buy up tickets no matter who
Mhm.
it is,
Mhm. Mhm.
and then they sell them for way more than they're worth. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
what's going to happen now, almost for sure, because I think people have been saying like Florida doesn't sell out their arena necessarily. It's like not as big down there. And usually half the fans, like, so for season ticket holders, they won't sell out the arena based on season ticket holders. So then the tickets have to go on sale to the general public. Well, now we're just going to the Americans, US residents, right?
Mhm.
Whereas Canadians are all about hockey and they travel. A lot of Canadians will go to Florida. A lot of Canadians will fill up the rinks anyway, right?
Mhm.
Um, I don't even remember what I was talking about. I'm so tired. And I was what was what anyway, that was a boring. Edit. Here, let's read the comments. So this person goes, so half the arena will be empty. This dude said perks of winning the war. I don't even know what them. Um,
Perks of winning the war.
yeah. There was something seems somewhat discriminatory, but I understand home ice would probably not be home ice otherwise due to many Canadians living in Florida. Now, remember we just played a Florida team, Tampa Bay, and there was no
Right.
restriction. Um, Leafs fans had their golf trips for Florida already booked, so there should be a hell a lot of them down there. I say they'll let them go to the game. That was a little Leafs joke about us not making it out of the first round.
Oh,
Um, to all the offended Canadians, here's your dose of reality. The level of success in Canada is based on how quickly you can move to the US.
wow.
Ah, it's lovely. And then someone posted this. The average Canadian household net worth is surprisingly huge at roughly 680,000 in 2021. According to Statistics Canada, the average Canadian household net worth is roughly 2 times the average US household net worth.
I'd like to make like 680,000 a year. I mean,
Yeah.
sign me up.
I'm just reading these comments. So then this one goes, that's all Canadian money. Cost 3K to buy a Big Mac and French fries. I've got Monopoly dollars with more value.
Wow. I mean,
Ouch. This is hurting.
I don't know what the price of McDonald's is down there to here.
And then this person goes, every time someone makes a joke about Canadians, I go to the hospital to check my feelings for free. Wow. This is all from, so this is social media.
But yet then you have to wait in line forever and a day to get those feelings checked.
Well,
That's
ironic.
what
Why do so
happened.
many Canadians come to the States for knee and shoulder surgery? Oh, yeah, usually not covered. And if so, get on a wait list. This person said literally been done this way for every playoff series ever here. And who honestly cares? Are you guys that desperate for bulletin board material? You need this as some sort of rallying cry. So I guess he's talking to the person that owns this account. Is this going to be what you are talking about a week from now when we're in game 5 or 6? And no, I don't know if that's factual every playoff series. So they played Boston last time, but is he saying every time the Florida Panthers play a Canadian team in a playoff series, they restrict it? That doesn't make it better.
No,
Or is
that
he saying, yeah, because US resident, like, I don't understand the point.
have to do some research there to see if it is a thing. Maybe he's right.
But that doesn't make it better.
No, it wouldn't
Just
make
because
it better.
every time it's always done like that. Okay, we're not saying Leafs fans are insulted. It's Canadians want to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that was his point. That didn't help support the. This guy just said Carolina did this in 2004, tried and true against the Leafs. NHL knows what it's doing. I don't know if that's. I'm just seeing if
I don't know what that means.
anyway. Interesting, huh? That is
Very.
happening.
See what people think.
We're both
Just
really tired.
experimenting.
We
We're
are experimenting.
experimenting. Yeah. It's
We'll just go.
all trial and error, people. Trial and error.
So yeah, bonus experiment. We're just shooting the shit.
Shooting the shit. And now I have to go take my doggy out because she is awake.
Quinn has been staring at me since 4:53 because 5 o'clock is supper time.
Oh, is that what happens?
If I wasn't so tired, I would have to come over and see her, but you're also gross and sick. So bye.
I don't think I'm really sick. I just, once again, it's my body fighting something because, like, you
Hmm.
can hear it in my voice, but I'm
Hmm.
mostly just tired because I have a puppy getting up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, that's not fun at all.
No, that's great. It's a
Okay,
dog
bye.
barking. Okay, bye.
Bye.